Also in Chapter 4, you are going to complete Lab 1, which is analyzing your education savings. So in this particular lab, which begins on page 266 in your book, you are going to be creating a spreadsheet from scratch that is going to be an education planning worksheet that will allow employees to see the effect of investing a certain percentage of their monthly salary in a 529C education savings plan over a period of years. And for those of you who have children or are planning to have children and are wanting to save for their college, then this might actually be applicable to your real life, which is one of the reasons that we are doing it. So the first thing that you'll do in this assignment is you're going to open up Excel, start a new worksheet, and over on the page layout tab, you are going to apply the parallax theme, which you can see that I've already done. After you do that, you're going to select the whole worksheet, and back on the Home tab, you're going to bold the whole thing. And then you're going to change some of your column widths. And you can see here that I have some columns that are very, very narrow and some that are pretty wide. So you're going to follow the instructions in number 1 to change the column widths for most columns in A through I. After you do all of that, in cell C3, you're going to enter the title Education Savings Calculator as I have. You'll end up merging and centering that and then applying the title cell style and changing the background color as well as the font color. After that, you will move on to number 3, where you will be entering the row columns in C that you see here. And then you'll add the data that you see here that's listed in the table for you on page 267. So none of these are formulas yet. They are all just numbers that are typing in. Once you've done all of that, you are going to select everything that you've typed in, the range C6 through C11 and all of the values that go with it. Head over to the Formulas tab and use Create from Selection to create your names for those different ranges. So annual salary and so on. Once you've done all that, you are going to start putting in some formulas. So the first one that you'll do is in step 4A in cell D10, you will be figuring the employee's monthly contribution, and you're going to do that using an if formula. So the book tells you that you're going to be finding if the percent invested times the annual salary is less than $13,000, the percent invested times the annual salary divided by 12, 13,000 divided by 12. So the book gives you the exact formula that you need to enter in, and once you have named your cell ranges, then you will be able to just use those named ranges, as you can see that I did up here. And if you take a close look at the formula, so in this particular formula, you can see that our logical test is the percent invested times the annual salary less than 13,000. The value, if that is true, is going to be the percent invested times the annual salary divided by 12. And then the value of false is going to be 13,000 divided by 12. And if you need to refer back to more information about those if formulas, you can look back in your text on page 233 and 234. So once you have put that first formula in D10, you're going to move on to D11, and you're going to be finding the future value. The book also gives you the exact formula that you need to enter for the future value. And remember that that's going to return the future value of the investment. And then if you need to, you can use the Format Painter button, which is going to be back on our Home tab, to assign the currency style format. that is already in D6 to everything in D10 and D11. So once you get those formulas in, you're going to continue by adding the background color that you're asked to in step 5. And then you are going to add a data table as described in number 6. So here you can see that the data table has been added by following the directions in step 6 to enter and format the column titles in row 5. And then I used the fill handle to create the series of years here. And then we entered the formulas as directed in steps B and C. And then the data table command back from the data tab, the what if analysis, to follow the directions in step D to fill in the data table. Once you have your data table, you're going to follow the directions in 6E all the way down through 8 to format the data table. So hopefully that helps you a little bit with figuring out what to do and how to begin that assignment.